Hassan, I want to check in with you to assess how things have been progressing. Tell me how has Tell me what has improved since we last spoke.
Well, I did my homework. I tried some of the exercises. I've been talked to my mother and was able to tell her how I felt.
You spoke directly to your mother and you were able to do so without reservation?
I did.
What was that like for you?
To be honest, I was nervous because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, but I felt good to be able to express myself a little bit.
When you say express yourself a little bit, I get the impression that you couldn't express yourself fully. What would it take for you to express yourself fully?
I don't know, time, a little more time.
Time. Mm-hmm. I see. Looking forward towards the future, how will you know how much time is needed?
I guess when I don't feel nervous, I could talk to my mother about more things. I should give myself a more concrete time frame and say it another week.
Okay. Sometimes we must be comfortable with making others without making others uncomfortable when we express ourselves.
I can agree, but now that I've gotten over the hurdle with my mother, I wish I could do the same with Samia.
You've gotten over the hurdle with talking to your mother. What's stopping you from doing the same with Samia?
I don't know. It's different because she's my wife and um I'm trying to save my marriage.
Okay. Save your marriage. What does that equate to for you?
Me listening better, spending more time with my family and being more affectionate, being present too, just being there for them.
Okay. I heard you say you practiced some of the exercises from our earlier sessions, and that kind of gave you like a confidence booster. I say keep practicing because practice does make perfect.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if I'm making any progress at all.
Well, let me ask you this. You were able to work through the concerns with your mother. So on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 means you're ready and 10 means, I'm sorry, 1 means you're not ready and 10 means you're ready and speaking to your mother, where would you say you were when our sessions first began?
That's easy. I was at a zero then. I wouldn't even contemplate speaking to my mother.
So if you need to speak with your mother, say right now, using that same scale, where would you say you're at?
I don't know. I'd say a solid seven. I'm not quite a 10, but I'm working on it.
Well, that's good. I'd say moving from a 0 to a 7 shows progress. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think the sessions helped me to overcome my nervousness.
Okay. It seems you were able to work through your nervousness by practicing what you've learned in sessions.
Yes, I was able to do that.
Okay. Think of another time in your life, say, where you were able to work through your nervousness or like a similar problem. When was this?
I don't know. I think the only other time I felt this nervous was when I asked Samia to marry me.
How did you propose to Samia?
Well, this is gonna sound crazy, but I talked to my reflection in the mirror, and I kept on saying, asking over and over, Samia, will you marry me? I took a lot of deep breath, but I eventually was able to propose to her.
Okay. So there were times in your life when you were able to work through things or work through your nervousness or speak up. What do you think that says about you?
I guess that my problems are not as big as I make them to be.
Okay. What else do you think that says about you?
I guess with a little patience and practice, I can figure things out.
If you could see yourself in, say, the next 5 years, what would that look like for you?
I don't know. I'll be reunited with my wife, maybe even have some children, a better relationship with my mother and my children.
Okay. And what would life be like for you if the problem didn't exist at all?
I'd be happy. I believe we'd all be happy.
Being happy, is that what you're working towards to have better communication and reunite your family? Does that what mean Being happy?
Absolutely.
Well, being happy is a good thing. I recall you stated that you and Samia have been spending more time together as a family. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have. I mean, we've been doing more things with the kids and stuff. I mean, she's been smiling a little more.
So, how does her smile make a difference for you?
Makes me feel good. No, it makes me feel happy.
Okay. So, what I'm hearing is there's additional progress being made in the marital relationship because you guys have been spending more quality time together. She's smiling more and you feel good.
You're right. We've been getting along pretty well.
So, what would it take for you to be able to like take that next step? Maybe even ask her out on a date, have that heart to heart conversation with her like you did your mother.
I don't know.
Well, what's the reason behind I don't know?
I don't want to rush her, but I like Samia, and to sit and talk somewhere privately, and I would love to sit with her and sit and talk to her privately.
Okay. So, what I'm hearing is you're considering an intimate conversation with Samia?
Yeah, I have to plan it out.
Okay. So, if you had a plan for like rekindling your relationship with Samia, tell me how would you go about it?
Mm, I will rehearse it like I did preparing for my mother. I asked her on a date, get my sister Shrina to watch the kids so we could have a nice adult dinner time. I asked her to dance like we used to when we first met. I would just talk to her and show her how I've changed.
Okay. So, what I'm hearing actually sounds like you do have a solid plan. It appears you put some thought into the action you take to better communicate with Samia.
I did, didn't I? I guess it's up to me.
Yes, it is up to you. With that, what would it look like if this problem is gone forever?
Mm, I'll be in a better place. No, we'll all be in a better place.
That's good to hear. You appear ready to end this journey and take your next step.
I am. I'm ready. I know I can do this. And if I get stuck, I'll try to figure it out. Just in case I would be able to come back for more visits if I need them, right?
Of course. After we have completed our final session, I always do a follow up with my clients about 2 months after termination. As long as things are still progressing in a positive way, there will be no need for future sessions.
I like that.
Well, this about brings our session to a close. Before we conclude, I want to ask you, how are you feeling in this moment?
I feel good, and I can see some progress that I've made with my mother and Samia. Um, thank you.
You're welcome. So for next week, I want you to continue practicing what works for you. I want you to tell me how that date went. Do you have any other questions before we end the session?
No, thank you.
Okay, Hassan, this concludes our session, and I'll see you next week.